Life's a roller coaster. There are ups, downs, and sudden turns everywhere. But most of the time, people choose to dread these rather than just enjoy the whole ride. As humans, we worry. A lot. We overthink situations, get stressed, and lose sleep over things we have no control of. Wouldn't life be so much better if we can just sit back and relax? Richard Carlson tells us exactly how to do that by sharing 100 meditations to help us appreciate life better and be at peace. In this book, we learn how to handle life without sweating the small stuff. Here are the top 7 lessons from the book Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. Lesson 1. Welcome imperfections. Many of us choose to dwell on the little things. Losing a few pounds, getting a perfect score on an exam, or even obsessing about that 1 second a driver decided to cut us in our lane. We tend to engross ourselves over these things more than we should. What we need to accept is that there's no perfect day, body, or life. Worrying about being impeccable all the time drains our energy, creativity, and motivation. Instead, Carlson suggests that we surround ourselves with peaceful and loving persons that choose to prioritize their needs, wants, and desires. We should remember that there's more to life than being perfect. Lesson 2. Park your thoughts. Sometimes, our worst enemy can be ourselves. The way we think and talk to ourselves can affect how we go through our day. Sudden thought attacks about things we have to do tomorrow or later are hard to avoid, especially since we're such thinking machines. However, we can guard our thoughts against these thought attacks. But how exactly do we do that? Always remember that our choice of perspective and a little self-awareness can go a long way. So the next time you find yourself losing sleep over a meeting, try to remind yourself that you're blowing things out of proportion. Instead, write down a quick note, set an alarm for tomorrow, and feel grateful for remembering your meeting. Lesson 3. Let go of your ego. Another tip Carlson mentions in his book for us to live a peaceful life is to minimize our egos. Too many times we see others broadcasting their good deeds, or make themselves the life of every party. Although we must admit that being the center of attention is fun, there's a simple joy to listening to others' stories and achievements. When we let go of our ego, we find ourselves enjoying other people's presence more. Of course, rapport and having exchanges is also important, but it's also vital to understand that sometimes inner confidence and self-importance can sprout from allowing others to shine. Lesson 4. Accept your right to be wrong. How many times have you found yourself sacrificing your peace and quiet just to defend your position? Has being right ever helped you nurture your relationships with others? Well, to Carson, sometimes accepting that we're wrong is the right thing to do. Instead of getting mad when we're corrected, it's better to sometimes thank those who are correcting us. When we start valuing our well-being more than being right, we tend to start becoming happier and less defensive. Don't get me wrong, it's still important to hold on to our principles, but maybe from now on we can start letting others be right more. Lesson 5. Choose kindness. A random act of kindness can go a long way. I'm sure we can all still remember one person who chose to be kind to us. And that little bubbly and ecstatic feeling whenever we receive a little help, that's something we always want to pass on. You know, give a little kindness away too. But kindness doesn't stop at just giving. We also choose kindness when we understand someone despite them being grumpy, or forgive someone when they wrong us. This is also a secret we need to know so we don't sweat the small stuff. Lesson 6. Take a pause. In the hustle and bustle of life, we often forget to take care of our mind and body. Carlson suggests that spending a few minutes alone to meditate and do yoga can make all the difference. These practices reduce stress and balance the body-mind-spirit connection. Plus, yoga loosens up our tight necks, backs, and hips. A little break to take care of our body and mind can't hurt. Lesson 7. Savor the struggle. Perhaps the days when we don't have to face problems are few. Every day we're bombarded with different stresses. Although varying in form, shape, and difficulty, our perspective of these problems makes all the difference. When faced with a problem, it helps to look at it as a potential lesson rather than an issue. However, this is easier said than done. Seldomly do we feel grateful whenever there are obstacles in our way. But for us to get through life peacefully, we must face problems by accepting them and making the most out of our situation. There's a reason why "when life gives you lemons, make lemonade" is such a famous quote. In conclusion, this book sheds light on advice and tips on how to go through life without stressing too much. We only have one chance to live our lives, so we must make sure that we go through it enjoyably, happily, and peacefully. By following the tips in the book, we can stop sweating the small stuff and start looking at the bigger picture. How about you? How do you welcome life's struggles? Tell me in the comments section. Thank you for listening. If you like the book summary and you want to see more in this category, please like and subscribe so I can create more. You can also get a free copy of the entire audiobook by clicking the link in the description. Until next time.